and advance the peace, prosperity, and growth of our country and all those interests you have committed to our church. Amen.
Thank you, Senator Mwenda Gataya. Let's proceed to adoption of agenda. Our agenda today is to meet the County Executive of Mandera to interrogate the status of implementation of unresolved issues raised in the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2023-2024, as well as in the Receiver of Revenue report. Could I get a proposer?
Chair, I propose.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. Seconder?
Chair, second.
Thank you, Senator Lilegwe. Next will be introduction very quickly of the members of the Senate present. I could start from the Senior Counsel.
Good morning. My name is, good afternoon. My name is Okongo Mogeni, Senator Nyamira, and a member of this committee.
I'm Lelego Tumbesi, Senator for Samburu County, member of this committee.
Mwenda Gataya, Narakaniri County, member of this committee.
Jones Maruma, Senator Taita Taveta, Vice Chair to this committee.
Governor and your team, my name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator Nairobi. Welcome to Nairobi.
Through the Chair, Cherargei Kiprotich, Senator of the Republic of Kenya from Nandi County. And Governor, it's good to see you, and my continued deepest condolences for losing your beloved mother. I thank you, Chair.
And I'm Moses Otieno Kajwang, Senator from Homa Bay. I chair the committee. The clerk supporting us.
Good afternoon. My name is George Otieno, Committee Clerk.
I'm going Deputy Committee Clerk.
Good afternoon. Malcolm Gogi, Legal Counsel.
Morning, Chair. My name is Sarat Hussain, Fiscal Analyst from Parliamentary Budget Office.
My name is Lydia Kaguma, Protocol Officer.
John Perez, Sergeant at Arms.
Eugene Otieno, Hansard.
Chair, that's all from us.
Thank you. The Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Patrick Muruki. I'm the liaison officer attached to this committee from the Office of the Auditor General. Chairman, we have a team from Garissa Regional Office who are responsible for the audit of Garissa, Mandera, and Wajir. But today they're here for Mandera. With the permission, Chair, they can come on record.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Harry Njoroge, Director for Audit, Garissa Regional Office. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. I am Mutiga Martin, Deputy Director of Audit, Garissa Regional Office.
Thank you, Chair. Charles B., Principal Auditor, Garissa Regional Office.
Chairman, that's all.
Welcome. National Treasury.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Senators. Reverend CPA Kimathi Kwiriga from the National Treasury Liaison Office.
Karibu, ESCC.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. Patricia Chebet from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission.
You're welcome. The control of budget should be joining us anytime soon. Clerk, did we invite the County Assembly of Mandera?
Yes, we did. I'm told the chairperson is here and the clerk of the committee.
Chairperson, Mandera County Assembly Public Accounts Committee, if you're present, please introduce yourself.
The chair has stepped outside briefly, but I'm a clerk to the committee, and my name is Adiftah Noor.
Is there any other member of that committee present?
We only came two of us.
You only came with the chair?
Yes.
Fine, we'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself when he comes back. Governor, Mandera County, please go on record.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. My name is Mohamed Khalif, Governor Mandera, and I will ask my team to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Ibrahim Mohamed Adan, CC Finance and Economic Plan in Mandera County.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Hussein Somo. I'm the County Attorney.
Yeah, let's be very quick.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Abdikadir Tache, County Chief of Accounting Services.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Abdurrahman Mohamed, Deputy Director of Financial Reporting.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Ahmed Salim Ali, Chief Finance Officer.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Amina Hassan Ahmed, CEC for Roads, Transport and Public Works.
Good afternoon. My name is Momtaz Musa, CEC Health.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Fatuma Mohamed,
County Chief Officer, Social Services Special Programs.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Abdulnasir Salat, Principal Accountant, Mandera County.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Hussein Alur, Deputy Chief of Staff.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Abdul Khair Adan, the Head of Procurement, Mandera County.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Zakaria Bashir, Procurement Officer.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Hussein Edinesa, Senior Principal Finance Officer.
That is it from the delegation?
Yes, Chairman.
Okay, let's proceed swiftly to administration of oath.
I, Mohamed Khalif, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Next, have you tabled your written responses?
Chair, I hereby table the following documents before the committee. Management responses on the status of the implementation of the unresolved issues raised in the Auditor General's report on the financial statement of the County Executive of Mandera for the financial year 23-24. They're here. And management responses and accompanying annexes for the report of the Auditor General on the audited financial statements on the receiver of revenue for the County Executive of Mandera for financial year 23-24. It's also here.
Okay, having tabled your written responses, Auditor General, could you let us know whether these responses were shared with you, whether they were shared within the defined timelines?
Thank you, Chair. The responses are shared, but not within the agreed timelines, because we received them on Monday, 18th. But they had sent the response on 14th, last Thursday, but it was not in the format because they were answering to our report instead of answering to the recommendations of the Senate. So we told them to go back and prepare a proper response. Thank you, Chair.
So they were sent, but not within the timelines that we had specified?
Yes, Chair.
The timelines were to be 7 days before this meeting?
Before this meeting, yes.
Let's find out from the clerk of the Senate. When did we receive the responses from Mandera?
Chairman, the Senate received the responses from Mandera yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes. The first report came at 11:57 a.m. The second report came at 15:11. That is 3:11 p.m.
Governor, is that the case? That you submitted your responses to the Senate yesterday and not 7 days prior to this meeting?
Yeah, Chair, we submitted the report to the auditor in the Senate on 14th, as he said, and but it was returned because of the formatting, which we did correct and resubmit it on 18th, which is yesterday.
So
on
it is
18th, not yesterday, on 18th.
that is to the auditor. What about to the Senate? Because the letter required you to send the responses to the auditor and a copy to the Senate within at least 7 days prior to this meeting. The reason why we insist on that is to allow us to prepare, allow the Parliamentary Budget Office to review your responses, to inform these members on the status or action that has been taken. So, do you confirm that you sent your responses to Senate yesterday?
Not yesterday, on 15th,
On 15th?
for the formatting, and then we submit it on 18th.
No. I'm talking about the Senate. You are required to submit a copy to the OAG and to the Senate. When was the Senate served with your responses?
Let the executive member respond on that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Just state the date. You don't need a narration. When was the Senate served?
We submitted on 19th. We submitted on 19th to Senate.
Do you have a timestamp? Do you have a stamp, a date stamp to confirm that? Because the clerk of the Senate indicates that we received your responses yesterday. What do you have to support your assertion that they came earlier?
It was received on 20th, Chair, but we submitted on 19th.
Where is the acknowledgement of receipt?
I have a soft copy.
Are you going to tell us, because of the distance it takes from Garissa to Nairobi, you can send an email from Mandera? You can send an email on the 19th and it arrives on 20th in Nairobi.
Even snail mail is faster. Let's deal with facts. We want to move to issues, and I don't want us to spend too much time on... if there was a delay, Governor, the right thing for you to do is to own up and let this committee take a decision. Let your officers not try to conjure alternative facts.
I think it is at this stage, early stage of this meeting, that you need to...
Chair, I have...
Just a minute, Governor.
Okay.
I think it is at this early stage of the meeting, we need to sound out to you that it's the worst possible week for you to be clever with the Senate. So don't try to be clever. As the chair has said, if a mistake has been made, we own up and we move on. We are not in the very best of moods, Governor.
Yeah, I know that.
Thank you.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so then respond with facts, not with stories. When did you send your responses to the Senate? Then we shall make a decision once you have confirmed that.
Chair and the Senator Nairobi, we are aware of the week, but should not spoil the mood of the meeting. The evidence I have is it's received on 20th, stamped by Senate.
20th is yesterday, because today is the 21st of August.
Yes.
Do you reasonably expect that if you sent documents to the Senate on the 20th, that it would be fair on the senators here to be able to process and to be able to give a proper picture on the state of affairs in Mandera?
It's not
in
fair.
your view as governor?
It's not fair.
Honorable members, I think we don't need to whip the governor any further because he has admitted that he submitted his documents yesterday, not 7 days as required. Ideally, meetings should terminate at this point. But we have had a conversation earlier where we were saying that if you're going to cause the Auditor General to travel all the way from Garissa, you're going to cause the MCS to be here and everybody else to be here. They have spent money. We must find a way of quantifying that expense and passing it on to the entity. We have asked the National Treasury to consult with our legal team to find the relevant provisions that we can use to surcharge you as a CEO. And I think that is something that we must ensure we do. If the law does not allow it, then we must amend the law to avoid this kind of wasteful expenditure. You traveling to Nairobi, knowing full well that you are not in compliance with the requirements and procedures of the Senate. And then, you know, if you look at the expenditure that has been incurred, even from the Auditor General's perspective, and all the other stakeholders, that is money that could have been used to drill a borehole somewhere or to build an ECD class somewhere. So I think we shall pronounce ourselves on that. I don't want that to be the focus of today's meeting because there are much bigger issues. Honorable members, we have received this brief from the Auditor General, and the Auditor General says, yes, the submission was late, but there are one or two things that they could look at. But we have also, in our own internal assessment, zeroed in on the issues with the highest fiduciary risk. And again, we have had a conversation with EACC. There were issues that were referred to the EACC. Before we send the governor back to Mandera, the EACC must tell us what action they have taken on the issues that were referred to them. I think it would be also wasteful just to dismiss the governor offhand. We must look at one or two substantive issues and form some resolutions out of it. Senator Cherargei.
Chair, sorry for going further. I just wanted a preliminary question with the indulgence of the committee. Governor, we were with you in devolution conference, and you have heard what has been said about Senate and Parliament. Let me ask you a very direct question. You have appeared as the Speaker of Mandera County Assembly. You are now appearing as the Governor of Mandera. Has any committee of the Senate or Parliament requested you for any bribe, inducement, whenever you are appearing, including now? Has anybody approached you for any favor so that a favorable report can be written in your favor, so that Kenyans can get a clarity?
Governor?
Senator, with all due respect, I think this is not a matter for discussion for this committee, and I beg not to comment on that for now.
Sorry, Senator Cherargei, I was consulting, so I didn't get the gist of your question.
My only concern, you know what has been peddled in public, is that when governors and other witnesses appear before our committees, they are requested or they are solicited for favors, or either bribes or anything favors. So I just wanted you to go on record. You have appeared before Senate, before as a speaker. You have appeared. Because what is happening in public is that whenever you come here, there are rent seekers within Parliament. Is it true or not? As a governor, as anybody, including members of Parliament, approach you in any way? So that, Chair, as we proceed, there is clarity before Kenyans that we proceed on the basis of good faith in demanding for accountability. So it's important, Governor, because we are hearing so many stories from many quarters. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, so, Governor, we have very substantive issues to deal with. So that question, the answer is a simple yes or no.
I said I do not want to comment on this matter because it's not an issue that actually we are here for. And allegations in this country...
Governor, let me guide you. I'm chairing this meeting. A member of my committee has asked a question which you either say yes to or no to, because there are more substantive issues that we have marked to deal with that is of benefit to the people of Mandera and to this nation.
As I said, let's proceed to discuss that matters which is benefit to the people of Mandera and Kenya. That's what I have said.
I am the one giving directions, Governor. The senator has put a direct question whose answer is either a yes or a no.
Is there a third option? You know, you are giving option A and B. Is there C so that I choose?
No, I think it's a binary. It's a binary question.
You know, you can say yes, you can say no, or you say I don't know.
It is
can be another option.
It is a binary question. No. You see, if we don't deal with these questions, this is what gives birth to some of the suspicion and some of the rumor mongering that is going on. And Governor, we are not asking you to talk about what the president said or what was said in Homa Bay. We are not asking you to speak on behalf of the COG. This is on your own individual personal capacity. And you would make our life very easy. If it's yes, it's yes. If it's no, it is no. Then we can go back to the substantive issues that we need the other institutions to deal with.
I think I've commented on this matter, Chair. And I don't know why you are pushing me to answer a question that I am not prepared to, because it has nothing to do with the financial statement of Mandera County government.
I think you are becoming a hostile witness. If you are taking
I have never been.
You are becoming one today.
No, I will not be
Chair,
one.
if you allow me. Governor, I know I was reading your responses.
Yes.
And you have addressed a second limb that is going to be my second question. On the value of these meetings. Don't be afraid of those bosses who said those things, because you have responded to a second one that came directly from my boss. It is here. So, kindly.
Which one?
I will read it to you after you answer this one. The response is here. I've seen it.
Me have not seen.
You can say you fear the bosses.
I don't
They will
fear
come
anybody.
after you.
I am elected by the people of
Just say
Mandera,
yes or
and
no.
I don't report to anybody in this country.
This is why we are saying,
governor for Mandera. So I
Governor,
don't fear anybody.
for the cleanliness of these proceedings in front of the public, just answer his question, then we go on. It's a yes or no.
So, Governor, I thought, Chair, with your indulgence, Governor, my question was very simple.
Yes.
We are asking you, you know, you have had allegations outside there, and I agree with you, rumors and everything. So can you put to ease the public, because the public would want to know when a governor appears, are there people who are rent seekers? So my question is simple. Whenever you appear before any committee of the Senate or Parliament, are there people, be it members of Parliament or senators, that demand some favors before you appear before them? And the question is yes or no, because I have seen what you have written as Senator Sifuna said. It's as simple as that.
Now, honorable members, I am aware, and we have already canvassed the issues that we must deal with today. Because going by our normal tradition, the fact that this governor submitted his responses last night, I mean, whatever we are doing now is even beyond our usual tolerance levels. But we must serve justice to the people of Mandera. This expense that has been incurred to come to Nairobi, something must come out of it. If the governor does not want to answer that question, we leave it to his conscience. But the questions that he has no option on answering are the questions that have been raised by the Auditor General. That one, there will be no prevarication. That one, there will be no option of a third answer.
Chair, I agree with your direction, and I don't want to raise it, but I also had a preliminary matter. I want to disclose that I was in Mandera in January, and I was very well treated. I don't know if that nyeri you gave me counts as a bribe, but
not really.
But just a minute, Governor. You know, the second limb of that conversation, I've seen you have addressed here on the importance of these meetings, whether these meetings are important, whether governors should actually appear. And if you see your paragraph 1 there, you've said you consider this appearance not merely a procedural engagement, but as an invaluable opportunity to uphold the principles of accountability, transparency, and stewardship of public resources, which are the bedrock of our constitutional order. That matter was also raised in Homa Bay. You have chosen to answer that one, but I wanted to just share, because of the experience I had in Mandera. There were a few issues that arose when I was there. If it is possible for me to just take 2 minutes, or you to take 2 minutes to appraise me on the current situation on the ground. There was a problem with electricity. Was it resolved?
Yes, that has been addressed.
And you have not come to say thank you, Governor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now, members, we need to make very quick decisions. Our statutory timelines have not been adhered to, and will therefore not pretend that we are in a position where we have the capacity to interrogate this report. Is the Chair of Public Accounts, Mandera, back in the room? Clerk? Is he back? Now, since you are the clerk, there has been conversation that governors should appear before the county assemblies. Clerk of the Park of Mandera County Assembly, could you tell us whether that committee has processed this report of the Auditor General, and whether it has prepared any report which has been adopted by the House?
The committee has not discussed this report, but currently we are considering 2 reports on the same year.
The committee has not considered the report.
Yeah, this report.
As a clerk, you have some technical knowledge. Are you familiar with the provisions of Article 229 on the timelines within which we are supposed to consider the reports as a county assembly?
Yes.
What is the timeline?
3 months.
So within the 3 months, Mandera County Assembly was not able to go through the report of the Auditor General.
Yes.
And this is why we are saying that, yes, county assemblies play primary oversight, but we must work together to build capacity, to ensure that you are at the same level as the Senate. So if you had already considered this report, we would have requested for your recommendations, and this is what we would have used for today. But the fact that you have not done what is required of you requires the Senate to step in as a secondary overseer. So I think the message should go out that the Senate gives a first opportunity to the county assembly, and the Senate only steps in when the county assembly has failed. Now, ESCC, today you are also...
Before that, The clerk indicated that you're looking at 2 reports. Which are these reports you're looking at?
The committee is currently considering the reports for Mandera municipality for the year ended 2023 and Elwa municipality for the year ended 2023. And we're almost concluding it.
Haven't you looked at the one for the executive for 2023-2024? Has it been tabled?
No.
Has it been given to the committee, to the park committee?
Yes.
What did you say no about?
The committee.
Has it been tabled?
No.
Has it been committed to the committee?
Yes. All reports have been committed to the committee.
I mean, it's obvious that there's some failure on the part of the county assembly, but we hope that now we have provided financial autonomy to the county assemblies, you'd be in a better position to oversight the county executive. Let's bring the conversation back to the other stakeholder who needed to update us today, the EACC. Senator Cherardi?
Before you go substantively, you know, in our reports, it's unusual to get in opening statements, and I know Senator Sifuna, as a practicing advocate and senior counsel of Congo, I don't know whether you will allow us to point a few clarifications from the governor based on his opening remarks on this report.
I think if we went that way, we would be admitting his documents that were sent last night, which is against our rules of procedure.
I thought on the introduction only, maybe from the governor, I've seen he has underscored the importance of the Senate and the role of devolution in Mandera, so that Senator Okongo Mugeni can come in.
Let's deal with that after this conversation. So EACC, there was a very specific matter that was assigned to you, and we must make the public aware that when we make recommendations, we forward them to the relevant bodies. So in this case, there was a matter of 45 million that was spent on legal fees, which the Senate resolved was an illegal expenditure, and we asked the EACC to carry out investigations. Could you update us on the status of that matter?
Yes, Chair. So, based on the consolidated report of this committee on the county executives, Mandera County specifically, there was an issue of an allegation of regular payment of legal fees amounting to 45,500,000 by the county executive in the financial year 2023-2024. The allegation being that there was no written approval from the county executive committee, neither was there a formal request from the respective departments for to validate this expenditure. The issue was captured by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission chair and put in our database. It was also allocated for investigation by our offices in Garissa. So the matter currently is under preliminary investigation, meaning, Chair, it's at the initial stages of investigation, as this is an allocation that was made earlier this year.
Look, EACC, this is not business as usual. The Public Audit Act requires you within 60 days to write back to Parliament and confirm action taken. Saying that it is in the database is not action. Saying that it is under preliminary investigation, how do you explain that to the people of Mandera? Public Audit Act has tight timelines within which action should be taken. I don't think those 60 days are 60 days for creation of a record in the database. Secondly, we would expect the EACC to formally write to the Senate and say that having flagged or escalated this matter to the EACC, this is the current status, and it needs to be signed by the CEO of the EACC. The governor has written a long explanation here, but that explanation is immaterial because on the 26th of March, the Senate resolved that that expenditure was irregular. Now the response we need is from the EACC. We are not even going to go through the merits or demerits of the response by the governor. It is the EACC to tell us that they have investigated and they found the expenditure to be in line with the law, or they found the expenditure to be against the law, and statements have been taken. And a file has been handed over to ODPP. That is what we expect.
Yeah, Chair, maybe so.
Vice Chair.
To follow up on your line of argument, let us unbundle this statement, preliminary stages of investigation. So does it mean that you've gone to the county already, picked documents, and you've started investigations, or just capturing it in the database is what you mean by the case being in the preliminary stages of investigation? Where are you exactly?
Chair, just an observation. You know, when you table these reports, we are following up on the recommendations that was adopted by the Senate as the resolution of the Senate. So it was a resolution that you provide status update because we mapped that issue among other counties for investigations by EACC. So EACC should be telling us when the resolution of the Senate that was made that this one a regular payment on the legal fees, the EACC should be telling us the action they have taken, including the investigative process, what are the possibilities, or even if the file is ready to be prosecuted by the DPP or it has been forwarded. Because, Chair, you remember when you brought out that court ruling, most of these that counties we marked, there were many resolutions to DCI, to EACC. When the investigations are completed, the file should be forwarded to DPP. And Chair, I think and believe, even going to the future, because it's a very important issue of national interest, we need to have EACC, DPP, DCI, before this committee so that we go county by county on the resolutions that we made, because Parliament and the Senate just makes recommendations. It is EACC, DCI, and DPP to investigate, prosecute for the DPP part so that we can have a conversation. Because, Chair, after we make recommendations, you table before the House, we pass a resolution, it is the direction of the Senate. So if EACC does not follow the direction, they are contempt towards the Senate and the Parliament, Chair.
So EACC, do you have anything formal in writing to give us a status of that and any other matter that was marked to you?
Chair, there was an invitation to EACC to appear before this committee with a detailed report on the status of the matters that were forwarded to us. It was not able to take place the last time, and we are in the process of getting another date where the same report can be tabled before this committee.
We have a date. We have looked at our calendar. We have a date. As a chair, I am going to direct the EACC appears before this committee on Thursday, the 11th of September. Thursday, the 11th of September. The EACC must come here with a report county by county, starting from county number 1 to county number 47. We shall go through each county, look at the actions that were assigned to the EACC, and the CEO and chair of EACC must tell us the status of every action. That is what the Public Audit Act requires. We are not appropriating ourselves powers that we don't have. We have that power. The public is concerned that we make noise in this room and then there is no follow-up. So on Thursday, the 11th of September, the CEO and chair of EACC must come here and tell us county number 1, these are the issues you referred to us, this is a status. Now, assuming a matter has been sent to ODPP, is it within the control of the EACC anymore?
Not Chair. When the ODPP is autonomous in the sense that they review the file that has been presented to them to see if it meets the evidentiary thresholds, and then thereafter they can proceed with charging and subsequent prosecution. So once we forwarded matters to the DPP, they either come back to us to include any additional information requested, or thereafter we are given authority to prosecute.
We are fortunate we have a senior counsel in this team. Senior counsel.
Through the chair, how many files involving governance are pending before the ODPP? Because we also have powers under the law to seek accountability from the office of the DPP. We want to know where the disconnect is.
Chair, I would have to revert to that information. I don't have it with me at present.
Are there any cases you have forwarded to the DPP and he has unilaterally withdrawn charges against governors? Because we want accountability now from offices that are supposed to cooperate with this committee in ensuring that public resources are used for the purpose they are intended for, to bring development to the people living in counties.
Again, Chair, with time I would be able to respond to those issues. I would have to get the information and present it to this committee.
You know, have you read Section 7, 2 of the DPP Act? You know it? You know that section? Or we can read it for you.
Senior Counsel, you may.
I can read it for you. Okay? At any time, okay, the President, the National Assembly, or the Senate may require the Director of Public Prosecutions to submit a report on any particular issue. That is power given to the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. So we want to know whether there are files that you have forwarded to the office of the DPP, no prosecution has taken place, or where charges have been withdrawn unilaterally. We also want the DPP to appear before us, okay, so that we know where the disconnect is. And the Governor of Garissa, oh, sorry, Governor of Mandera. On my part, me, I've never met you. I don't know you. I don't have your number. That you can confirm. So I'm not conflicted in any way. Yeah? No. Sorry, Chairman. I'm very particular. I've never talked to you. I've never met you. I'm meeting you before this committee for the first time. No. So I'm not conflicted. I'm doing the work that I've been elected to do. Yes?
It's fine.
Am I factually okay there?
No, you are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, Chairman, we need to follow all these issues. The work we are doing is on behalf of Kenyans. We are doing this purely on public interest, Chair. So let EACC appear jointly with the DPP so that Kenyans can know,
DCI.
And DCI, yes, so that we know where the disconnect is, Chair.
So to package what you're saying is that we have invited the EACC on Thursday, the 11th of September. They will take us through county by county all the matters that Parliament has referred to them. In the event the EACC has sent a file to ODPP to consider whether prosecution should be commenced, Parliament has the power not to direct, but to ask for a report from the ODPP. Senior Counsel is...
DPP Act to give us the status, because the information we have, Chair, and allegations that some of the files that are being referred to DPP are being secretly withdrawn against some individuals who are facing corruption allegations in counties. And as a Senate, since we are the protectors of devolution under Article 96, we are very keen. Protecting devolution also includes fight against corruption. So I hope, Chair, those three agencies, so that the EACC will sit there, DPP will sit there, DCI, so that when EACC says they have forwarded the file to the DPP, we ask the DPP the fate of that file, not to interfere with the investigations, but to give us the status report, so that we put the blame where it is, because the perception in the country, Chair, has been made to believe that it is us, Parliament, who are the obstacles to fight against corruption, which is not very true. So I agree in fact, myself and Senator Sifuna,
a very, very brilliant arrangement to that effect. Let's bring everybody on board so that we try to target where we have some disconnect and maybe try to mend fences.
Thank you. Any other observations before we give final directions? Auditor General?
I just wanted to confirm that I've shared the issues for EACC for the counties.
Yes, we have seen them, Chair. I've actually seen them in my wall. We are going to go through them and make some interventions.
EACC, your mic is on. You want to say something?
No, not the Chair.
Yeah, just to summarize, the public is tired with all the talk that we are having in parliamentary committees. The public wants to see action. And what happened is that within the requirements of Article 2298, this Senate considered the written responses from Mandera. Because of the short time frames, we did not call you to appear before this committee. Or did we? We based our report on your written responses.
Yeah, we did submit actually this report in March.
Yes. So on
written responses.
Written responses.
That's the one you discussed and then make recommendations.
We made recommendations.
So this response is already with the the Senate. I don't know why the clerk is saying he just received.
No. You don't go there, Governor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say something that is helpful to you. On the basis of your written responses, self-reporting, where you said that evidence was available to support expenditure, we agreed with you. And you do realize that the report we are looking at right now is a report that focuses more on policy issues, ethnic composition, one-third salary rule, audit committees, risk management policy. Because you self-reported, we considered your self-report and came up with these recommendations. But there was a recommendation on payments to KRA. There was a recommendation on payments to legal firms. There was a recommendation on unsupported payments on pharmaceuticals. Some of those we marked to the EACC. Right now, we do not need your explanation. Right now, we need the EACC to tell us whether they have investigated and whether they find the recommendations or resolutions of the Senate to be actionable. So we must demonstrate now to the public that it is not just talk. I think the members of this committee, some of them, like Senator from Nairobi, Senator from Nandi, are perhaps most articulate when it comes to accountability issues. But it is now appearing like we just talk and we don't bite. And it's difficult to explain that we don't have the teeth is with EACC. So we must bring the EACC into this room and the ODPP to ensure that together we can bite and together we can slay this dragon of corruption that everybody is talking about. So with that, I don't know whether there's anything additional on this particular subject. Coming back to the report on Mandera, there are a few issues of policy where we wanted to get your update because there the action was on you. But your report came last night. The PBO has not had time to analyze it and to advise us on whether whatever you have responded is factual. In fact, I think we now need to insist that these responses should be accompanied by a sworn affidavit so that we can then take the responses to be akin to submission under oath. So for the issues that we have not addressed, we will take a view whether to reinvite you to deal with the policy issues. But for the issues that were marked to the EACC, the date is Thursday, 11th of September, for us to get a comprehensive update across the 47 counties. Senator Spoon.
And Chair, just skimming through the responses, Governor, it appears you are responding to the initial audit queries. The guidance that the Chair was trying to give you there was that we already
until the governors realize that public office is not personal. It is held in trust, and you must comply and abide by the provisions of the Constitution. So let there be no fear that this Senate or this committee is afraid that governors will not come before us. When governors come before us, they are not doing us a favor. They are doing that which they are employed or elected to do. So our friends in the media, don't be worried. Even if there are a few postponements, deferments, I think we have sufficient tools in the Constitution and in statute to compel the appearance of governors before this committee. Honourable members, any other business?
Chair, maybe to add Article 96.3, just to add on your statement, Chair, Article 96.3, the oversight of the Senate is provided for to oversight on the national revenue that has been given through revision of revenue under Article 217. Article 293.4, the same Parliament appropriates to independent commission. So the role of oversight, Chair, has been entrenched. Even the Supreme Court has ruled that oversight, both primary is to the MCS, secondary is to the Senate. And even in the Oparanya case, that matter has been adjudicated upon and it has been ruled. So when governors appear before the committees of Parliament, they appear to follow the constitutional obligation that they were elected to do, because we need accountability and transparency. And I'm happy with Governor of Mandera. He has indicated that he wants to be part of accountability and transparency as constitutionally obligated. So, Chair, I want to confirm this committee does not do any witch hunt to any governor. We are just doing what Constitution provides for us as members of Parliament. And I think that is what is very important. And I want to appeal, Chair, the Powers and Privileges, Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, Cap 6 laws of Kenya, is very clear that we have enough tools to ensure any governor or any witness as provided for under Article 125 who do not want to appear. I think is section 18 of the Powers and Privileges Act. We have tools to issue summonses to fine, and in fact, I'm proposing, because we have a bicameral intervention
around corruption. There are other things, that there are other people who think that devolution is not something that we should have. I've had the governor of Mandera referring to it as a historic blessing to his people. And I was there myself to witness some of the things that have been done there in terms of dealing with years of marginalization and exclusion. And as I said when I was there, it is important for leaders in this republic. Senator Cherargei calls himself a senator of the Republic of Kenya. It is important for you to be in all of the Republic of Kenya, to see how other people are living. I know you are with me, I'm just... okay. I'm not, you were with me and you saw the things that we saw. Yeah. So, Governor, unfortunately, there is others amongst you who really have nothing to show in terms of the 12 or 13 years of devolution. And they really provide the firepower for the people who want to attack devolution, those who say maybe we should give all this money to the counties. There are members of the National Assembly who say, if you come to my constituency, I can show you the things that I've done with CDF, but you can't see any projects by the county governments. So we want to encourage you, and especially as a COG, to understand. Yesterday we had the conversation about the attacks on devolution will come from multiple places. I don't know, maybe at the end of my term as a senator in 2027, you also who have been on the COG can give us an idea, what is it called? An appraisal of how we have performed in terms of being defenders of devolution and pushing for the county interests of the counties. I can't praise myself or blow my own trumpet, but also we feel that there is a reciprocal duty on the part of the Council of Governors to defend the institutions that defend you. How can you be the ones originating attacks on the Senate? It doesn't make any sense to me, Honorable Chair. So there is a broader conversation, because I thought, until this devolution conference, I actually believed that the COG is on the same side with the Senate in the fight for devolution. But I have come to...
of electricity. And I think on the working, that the report that was presented through Senator Oburu Odinga's Energy Committee, in that resolution, and I want to advise you, Governor, that you should get the resolution of the Senate where we directed that Mandera and any other county that is not connected to the national grid of electricity, they must be accessed. So for some of us who have visited, and I think Senator Dulo was with us, for some of us who have visited, Chair, we have had the benefit of having, you know, Chair, when I hear some people talking about tribalists who talk about one region, they should travel this country so that when you discuss the issues of this country, you know the challenges that we are facing. And one of the challenges we saw was the issue of security. I hope you'll be able to brief us. And the governor then was able to explain to us the collaboration and the role of the country in the issue of insecurity, because Mandera borders both Ethiopia and Somalia, the challenges that they're experiencing, and many other challenges, especially in the security sector, the connectivity of internet that affects the issue of euphemisms and other challenges. So on all those fronts, Governor, what we request is that let us make accountability and transparency part of our DNA in realizing the full fruition of devolution in our country. So I think for some of us who have visited Chair, we are lucky, but I don't know whether Senate will have enough resources to ensure that we visit county.
Yeah, I think let's restrict ourselves to the mandate of this committee. The mandate of this committee is to confirm whether the 11 billion that was spent by Mandera County government in that financial year was used efficiently and lawfully. That is our mandate. There are other things that the other committees will deal with. Governor, you may respond to the issues raised, and perhaps that then will be your final remarks.
Thank you, Chair and Honorable Senators. And I just want to confirm that if there's any institution I respect, any institution that I want to partner with the Senate because for the last, I think, 6-7 years, devolution has been under a serious attack. But for the last 3 years, I must say the Senate actually has come out, and we discussed this at the Council of Governors meetings, to come out and defend Constitution, and by extension defend devolution. And I agree that is your mandate. And I also want to thank the senators who visited Mandera, because sometimes as governors we are always condemned as a whole. The word corruption and governance becomes almost like in everyone sentences together. And that's not the fact. Of course, corruptions are there in every institution in this country, but it's good to separate where somebody you deal with corruption and you don't connect corruption to devolution, because it's not only happens in the counties, it happens everywhere, in national government, actually in a bigger way. So for me, Senate has been a very, very viable partner when it comes to matters of devolution, because you always fight for us on issues of shareable revenue. You support us in the formula, and even appearing before these committees and discussing these things also help us in learning the challenges we have. Because what we have in the report is an allegation, and it can only be confirmed after investigation. That's why I support the EACC to investigate all allegations, because until it is investigated and confirmed, it remains allegation. And on the 45 million legal fees, I think the chair has given direction. And we have seen it even in the report, that ACC to look at it and see whether we have done outside the law or we did within the law. And that thing, I think we leave it there, because I'm sure they have the capacity to look at it and give us the report. But where we sit, we have explained ourselves, and it is there, it is written there, and we said we are still within the law. On appearing before this committee, I personally have never had an issue, because when you are sending a letter, you refer to articles of Constitution of Kenya, and when you look at it, and it's true. So we cannot just argue, we are not in court. As long as we come here and discuss matters of county government of Mandera and discuss on how best we can utilize fund given the people of Mandera, I support. Because today I'm a governor, and tomorrow somebody else will be. Today I'm a governor, a few years later I can be a senator. So these are institutions that must work together. To do what? Support devolution and improve actually issues of use of public funds, because we have been trusted with funds meant for the people of Mandera, for me, and it is my responsibility, because I swear with the Holy Quran that I will protect the Constitution and the relevant laws and support the people of Mandera in terms of making use of the monies that is under my supervision to go to the right places. And the senators who visited Mandera can confirm that devolution is working in Mandera. In fact, if you further read my report, we have done a lot of improvement in health, in water, because there is a section of Mandera County which has been referred to as Wild West, meaning there's no water, there's no life in that area. Because we have been told many years that there's no underground water. I can confirm that after investing in technology and training our engineers, we are able to identify about 66 fresh water aquifers in Mandera West, which has never been there. And we have already started drilling, and we have done 20 borehole, which out of the 20, 18 were successfully drilled and waiting for equipment. In health,
on water, through the chair, on water, how many families have been connected with piped water?
For the last 15 years, we have connected.
No, in your tenure, forget about.
In my tenure, we have connected 15,000
families.
Yes.
With piped water metered.
Yes. Which those projects will be actually commissioned by November this year. Our target is we do 15,000 connection.
So in
to
those
areas
homes,
that have never have
they
water.
open their taps
Yes.
and there's water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to Senator Omugeni, I realize, were you part of the beneficiaries of the World Bank project on support on sewerage and sanitation and also issues of water? Thank you, Chair.
In water, yes, although they have not yet started, but not in sewerage. Yeah. So, so appearing before this committee, I don't find it a problem. And of course, the issue of condemning institution, whether it is Council of Governors, whether it is Senate, wholesomely is not even right. You know, you should pinpoint and say so and so is corrupt instead of saying all the governors are corrupt, instead of saying all the senators are corrupt. I think that's where our problem is, because they are good people in this country and you cannot condemn the whole population of Kenya as corrupt people. On timing, Chair, the invitation we are given was we are supposed to appear before this committee at 10. And we actually been kept waiting for 2.5 hours. Really, it's also good to be fair to us. Some of us travel long distances from Mandera, and keeping time is, I know within the parliamentary standing orders, it's very clear.
Governor, did you come by road?
Not me, I say some of my team.
You didn't say that. You said
So,
some of us.
If you had kept time required for your submissions, perhaps you would have reciprocated. So as you make that complaint, reflect on your own conduct.
So going forward, let's also, even ourselves, will keep time, also on the side of the committee, please. It's not fair to keep us in the corridors for 2.5 hours, to be honestly, Chair. And finally, I want to confirm that I will continue to cooperate with this committee and any other committee of Senate, because I am a servant, I'm actually an employee of Mandera County, and to call upon me to appear before a committee and explain how I have discharged my duty, I don't see it as a problem. So we will ask the Senate to continue supporting devolution, irrespective of what happened this week. For me, not everybody in this country is corrupt, unless we wanted to paint Kenya that all of us are corrupt people. Thank you.
Chair, he has not answered the status of the county bursary scheme, because it was an issue when we
Yes,
were
we
there.
have done with, we have signed a IPA with the State Department of Education, and we are now in compliance.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the MPRs, they are still there. We have written to the Interior. They have not yet. We have not yet signed the MOU, but you are there. You know the challenges we go through. Those MPRs are actually doing a great job for this county, because unless if we don't have them, then even staying in Mandera County or doing some of this project will be impossible. So we are still continue paying them, but we have done a letter to Interior to see how we can harmonize in terms of IPA.
Okay. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, Governor. For bursary, just a minute. Average, how much do you give to each student for bursary?
For Mandera, we pay the entire school fees for secondary school in Mandera County. For those who goes to public schools, there are about 32,000 students. So we clear their fees. So
you clear the fees?
Yes. For universities, depend on the number of applicants, from 10 to 20, 30, depending on the courses they do, because we are biased towards some specific courses like teaching, engineering, and health.
And finally, these 15,000 families who have piped water, do they pay some consumption fee to the county?
Yeah, they will pay. They will pay. That will actually improve our own source revenues.
Yeah, we need to then give final directions. I think, Governor, what has not come out clearly, which I think Senator Sifuna was struggling to bring out of you. There are forces that are advancing the theory of equality in this country, and others that are pushing the theory of equity. If we went the route of equality, Mandera will not be getting 11 billion. And it is this Senate that has pushed the envelope on equity. In the last formula for revenue allocation, of revenue share, we held you harmless for the second time. You know, in the very last formula, there was the holding harmless bit. We made the resolution to hold harmless for the second time. The forces of equality were up in arms because they thought that we are sending money to camels and we are sending money to landmass. But this Senate is on the side of equity. And I think that's what Senator Sifuna is saying, that there does not seem to be a reciprocal appreciation of some of the positions that the Senate has taken in support and in defense of devolution. I think with the rise of equitable share to 415 billion, you probably would be getting about 13 billion.
12.2.
12.2, which is not bad. Yeah. I think with that, you can be able to deliver certain services. So it's important to put that on record, that the Senate is, when we come here and demand accountability, it is because we have also fought a lot of wars to ensure that you have that money. That should be the spirit. Number two, it must go on record that this committee reprimands you, the governor for Mandera, for the late submission of documents contrary to the instructions that we are given. And I hope you are going to reprimand your officers as well. Because if it's just a slap on the wrist, then the inefficiency and incompetence is going to reflect on you. There is some incompetence in your institution that has led to this meeting terminating because documents were sent to the Senate just last night. You must take administrative action, but on you as a CEO, this Senate, this committee issues a reprimand. And as we have said, we are going to investigate or look at the laws, and we'll talk to the Treasury to find ways of surcharging entities that then commit us to a session that is not fruitful and that is not value for money. And if there are no provisions in the PFM Act and regulations, we are the ones who write the law. We are going to provide for that to avoid this kind of wastage of public resources. To the County Assembly of Mandera, we urge you, you have all the powers that the Senate has. The power to compel any person to appear before you. Please, you have only one county executive to oversight. Please try as much as possible to be up to date. When you demonstrate that, we shall start agreeing with the forces that say that governor should appear before the county assembly. But here is a case where almost 9 months down the line, you are yet to look at the financial statements and the audit report. Please make us proud. And we are not saying this, I'm not reprimanding the county assembly because we are brothers and sisters in this game of oversight. So please, clerk, go back. If there are capacity problems, talk to the Office of the Auditor General, talk to the Treasury, talk to the clerk of the Senate. This is a very easy exercise. If you are able to do your primary oversight role, then the question being asked about the connections to water, perhaps you'll have better oversight, better visibility on it. To the ESCC, we have agreed on the date when you'll come here and we'll tell the nation the status of referrals, county by county, issue by issue. We have also established that the law allows us to compel the ODPP to give a report on any matter. The last time we invited the ESCC to a retreat in Mombasa, I can pick a few examples. There was a matter in the county of Mombasa where the ESCC reported had been referred to ODPP almost 7 years ago, and no action has been taken. We want ODPP to give us a report on that. And that is not directing the ODPP, that is going by this relevant section that was cited by Senator Omogeni. In Kakamega, there was a file referred to ODPP, and then all of a sudden it went quiet. We want the ODPP to address that. There was a file in Tarakaniti that was forwarded to ODPP. There was a file in Migori that was forwarded to ODPP. A file in Nyamira forwarded to ODPP. Nobody thinks the Senate is doing nothing. We must tell the public the exact status of all the issues that have been flagged by the Office of the Auditor General. And finally, as I said, we have read the public mood. The public is tired of talk. We must now proceed to bite, and we must now proceed to ensure that people who are cited for unlawful financial practices are held to account, and the institutions that are mandated to do that job are also pushed and oversighted to ensure that they do what is required. Finally, we probably will have another session with the County of Mandera because the Devolution Committee has referred a matter to this committee for further inquiry. That is on the issue of emergency relief supplies. There's a resolution of the Devolution Committee that has asked us to do a special audit or to review the issue of emergency relief supplies. And I think that there's even a substantive issue here on the operationalization of emergency fund. I think that's a separate inquiry that we are going to schedule a date for us to ensure that whatever practices you have in the counties to respond to emergencies and disasters are in compliance with the PFM and are also in compliance with the procurement laws. I think with that, this meeting is adjourned and the next meeting shall be by notice. Thank you.